Ashley?
1 2 1 2 1 2. Here come
Mr. Timber.
1 2 1 2. Hello, sir.
The ladies are here, Ashley.
Ashley? Ashley? They're already coming.
Sound is on you. So when you talk,
Is this one okay? This one okay? Okay, shop. I'm gonna go. Give me 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Good day, dear Africans. My name is Eva, and we are actually broadcasting live from Soweto, where we are coming to support Tshegofatso Pule's family. We all know what has happened in the past week, and obviously the beautiful lady whose life was ended so tragically. We are here to. What? What does he say? No, he's stopping me. What does he say? Okay. Good day, dear Africans. My name is Eva, and we are broadcasting live from Soweto, where we are coming to support Tshegofatso Pule's family. We all know what has happened to the beautiful lady. Obviously, we laid her to rest yesterday after her body was found, lying or actually even resting on the tree after she was. No, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again. Good day, dear Africans. My name is Ivan Tiso, and we are actually broadcasting live from Soweto, where we are coming to support Tshegofatso Pule's family. We all know what has happened to the beautiful lady. Her body was found in the Felton Road Airport. And obviously, we are asking ourselves whether the South African system has failed us. This woman here, they're actually crying about women who are actually complaining about what's happening with men actually brutally killing them on a daily basis. So please join the TOC women as they are here to support the family. Please experience this memorial moment with us because we all want to know the answers. But at this point in time, we are grieving with the family and would like you to be with you. Right. So, beautiful Africans, please stay with us. We are now going inside to try and see the family. And obviously, we know that yesterday it was a funeral. Everybody is still grieving and would like to find out if they are comfortable in their space now. We don't want to actually dwell much into the subject because we all know that everybody is still mourning. But at this time, I just want you to still stay tuned and just experience this moment. I know it's very sad for a whole lot of us out there. Many South African women, many girls out there are crying. But at this point in time, please follow me. it. Greetings to you, dear Africans. My name is Ivan Tiso, and we are broadcasting live from Soweto, and we are here to support Tshegofatso Pule's family. As we all know what happened to her, this beautiful lady who was 28 years old and 8 months pregnant, she got killed, and obviously she was found hanging somewhere in a tree in a veld in Roodepoort. And we are all asking ourselves if the police system of South Africa has actually failed the woman and the girl child of this country. We are here today with the TOC women. They are here to support the family, as we all know that they're still grieving. However, I would like you guys to join us and please experience this moment with us. We are still mourning. We are angry as women. We are complaining. And I'm just hoping that the government will hear them out today. But for now, we are not going to fight. We are here to support the family. So I would like you guys to please follow me as we join the ladies. All right. Actually, two of them. But
can we also not have the men doing interviews? What do you think?
no, it's fine. I'm gonna have men
Men, but
afterwards.
we want two ladies for now.
Two ladies for now.
Okay. Let me.
You can't. Agenzi i-10.
Okay, so maybe we'll do three, then you pick whichever you want.
Yeah. Now I can have one person for now.
Okay,
And maybe
so
we
let
can
me start.
continue
So
singing.
we start, then we'll call
Yeah,
you.
you can continue singing,
Okay.
and then when you're done, you'll come back.
I want to move my mask.
Eh?
I'm not going to remove my
No, it's
mask.
fine.
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me as I speak? Can you hear me? Can you? Sorry.
You can't hear? Yeah. With them.
Can I use it on? 1, 2. Yeah, it's not. I'm not getting the sound in. Yeah, we were saying 1, 2. Oh, yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. All right. Just put on your mask on. Let's can you, when you talk, can you just say something?
Hello.
Can you hear her?
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay. You don't, yeah, just come closer. But I'll still be distant from you. And then you're gonna look at the camera, right? Okay. Okay. All right. Beautiful Africans, I'm standing here with Palisa Maluleka, and obviously she's one of the women who are here to support the family at Tshegofatso. Palisa, how are you, Sisi?
Fine, and you?
I am so good, and I know at the same time we are not good. I know that you guys are here to actually support the family at Tshegofatso. So I just want to find out, especially with the women who are listening back at home, how do you feel about what happened to Tshegofatso as a young lady as well?
Oh, I'm in shock. I'm angry. I'm appalled. But at the same time, I'm saying it's time for the men to stand up. I think the ball is in their court. If the men can unite and make a decision that let's groom the boys, it starts with the boys. Groom the boy child, groom the man child, teach them about the value of a woman. I think it starts there. Yes.
You know, it is so sad when you actually follow the stories at Tshegofatso, finding out that the family actually reported the matter earlier this month. and only to find out days later her body is lying on the tree. And the police system, we were told that one of the police officers said we can only start looking for her after 48 hours. And then the commissioner was actually interviewed on Radio 702 today, and he said nothing like that. When someone is going to the police station and they get reported, they must be looked for immediately. How do you feel about the police system keep on failing us as women and the girl child in our country?
We need to we need to go back to the basics. 48 hours is a long time. In South Africa, with our history of gender-based violence, we can't afford to wait for 48 hours. As even if it's an hour, you know your child, you know my child is gone for 1 hour. You need to worry, especially if it's a girl child. So I'm disappointed in us and even our judiciary. Even if he gets arrested, whoever he is, will he get prosecuted properly? Will he get the correct sentence? That's where we are cheated again. When they get to the courts, they are given 5 years, 10 years for such a heinous crime. So we need to change even the judicial system. It's messed up. Yes.
Well, we really applaud people like you with the rest of the women who are here to give support. So we're going to allow you to go inside because we know that the family is still grieving. And we are really grateful that you actually took time to come and support Tshegofatso's family, Mama.
Thank you very much.
Well, beautiful Africans, we still continue to interview more people. Obviously, we just want to hear how they're feeling right now because we know that our hearts are not in a good space right now. We are having a lot of questions inside our minds, and that's what we want to find out. After this, ceremony, we're still going to go out there as media and trying to find out answers because we've got so many questions. So right now, I'm just going to call on another lady who's going to speak to me to find out ukuthi bona ke bafila kanjani as women of South Africa. Le kae mama? Okay, let me see mama. Are you good on the shot?
Yeah, she shouldn't be in the shadows.
Okay. Oh, yes. Come closer. Yeah, you shouldn't be in the shadows actually. No, you can come. Oh, yes. Yeah. And to avoid the shadow. So, ladies and gentlemen, ke na le Mama Mama Tshepiso. So, Mama Tshepiso, Tshegofatso's name is just in our minds, and we are so very saddened. And I can see that you are here to support the family. So, people out there, they don't actually know what is TOC women. I don't know if you can maybe just briefly explain.
Okay, TOC means Trans Orange Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. We are women ministries leaders in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So we felt that we have to come and stamp that as Seventh-day Adventist women, we are against women and child abuse. That's the main reason that we are here. That's why you see my t-shirt, it says end it now. That the abuse should end like now. Tshegofatso should be the last one. And we just plea with our legal system to tighten up the belt so that the people who do such things, they must get the maximum sentence.
Mama Tshepiso, as women, we've been crying over years. Gender-based violence is actually something that's never ending, and we're feeling like the government is actually failing us. How many women have we actually went out there and said, this one must be the last? And yet, this is yet another one who was killed last week, and yesterday we laid her to rest. How do you feel about that?
That got me thinking because this is not the first time. Just about a year or two, it was Karabo. So it seems as if now maybe the paradigm must shift a bit. We must work on empowering the women because sometimes women in relationship, they feel like the relationship is all they have. They should know we should start by empowering women. We mustn't have these 9th of August celebrations only, but it should be something that is ongoing. Women should start to know their worth. If you're in a relationship and something is not working, it is not. Count your losses and move while you still can, because we are naturals by nature, and sometimes we feel like, you know what, it's gonna be okay. We are raised to believe that it's gonna be okay. It is no longer okay. It can never be okay anymore. It can never be okay. Even when people get married, they must be told this doesn't work. It doesn't work. Move.
Ma'am,
Move with the custom.
I mean, we are now faced with this coronavirus, COVID-19, which has kept us, imprisoned in our homes. And, as you are talking, saying that if a man hits you right now, that's a sign that there's something. But now we are talking to someone who doesn't even have the family at home to look after her. But then now she's relying on this man to look after her. What do you say to that woman? And yet this man is actually laying his hand on her. And she can't leave because she says, what about my children? I don't even have a family to look after me. My family is gone. And this is the only man who's looking after me. And that's why I'm allowing him to beat me up. What do you say with regards to that?
You know, it's funny because with abuse, you can be the breadwinner of the home and still get abused. So it's not only those kind of women, but it's all women across all classes and all faces who are facing abuse. But now we as women, we have to be our support structure. We have to be visible. Like on social media, we have to have these groups that say, if you're abused, call this number. If you're abused, my sister, call me. We have to be there. We have to check on our neighbors. We can't just be seeing people smiling and say hello, ask how are you. We must have personal interest in our people. You know, we must, this thing of abuse must be taken out of the box now. It must be something that we talk about. Because if it happens once in a while, then we say, oh, that happened, then we forget. But if we keep on talking about it, that this is wrong, don't tolerate this, have meetings where we say, we say this is cannot be tolerated, and teach our children from primary school, teach our girls, because a person can only treat you the way you let them treat you, you see. So if we teach them from the early age, from primary school, that if a guy comes and touches you, you say no, it's not acceptable, and it goes grade by grade. It becomes part of the curriculum if need be. But change has to come, and change can only be brought by us, not the government. But
Before I let you go, what would you like to say to Pule's family now that you ladies are here to, support them and show them, your love, because they are not alone. That's what they need to know now.
they are not alone. That's what I can say. You know, when you are grieving, that's when God is closest to you. They might feel like they are alone, but they must know and they must remember that God is there. That God is at the closest, at the, He is like right next to them, and He will never leave them. He will, He will be with them. He will comfort them until one day they are able to smile. Until one day they are able to look at this tragedy and praise God, because this tragedy, just as much as in the US, you see that man, that policemen put their knees on her neck. One day, this monster that is putting his knee on our necks as women, one day he will be exposed. And one day we will say, Tsego's death was not in vain. And the parents will be proud, because it will be okay. And it will be different.
Thank you so much, Mama Tshepiso, for talking to us. Ke kopa fela o tsamaye o lo joina bomme mola, at least le tshegofatse le ba kgomotse. Thank you. We're hoping, as the women are crying, that eventually we'll find justice as women. I don't even know how to feel right now because I'm also a woman. I know that I've been abused as well as I speak to you right now. I just feel like the world, we don't know if we deserve to be here or not. But you know what? We are saying as women, men, the ball is in your court. We are tired. We are tired of talking to you. You are the heads, and we will say we are the next. How are you supposed to take care of us? The ball is in your court. I'm going to talk to a man and see how another man feels. If this man is the same as the men out there who are monsters, we are tired. Let me just call this man here. Oh. Yeah, re ke bua le ena pele ke tla bua le wena afterwards, ne? You can put on your mask, never. Yeah, it's fine.
It's quite small.
It's quite. Okay, let me put on mine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, follow Tomo shady, ne? And it's a tilo shade. Are we rolling? Ladies and gents, I have called a man, and I'm gonna call you a man because I feel like you are responsible, and I call you a man because I respect you. I call you a man because God made you a man. And as I'm standing right here, I'm representing many women who are out there, and just like these women who are here, trying to represent us and the girl child. How do you feel about what happened to Tshegofatso as a man?
I feel like we as men, or myself as a man, are hiding behind a lot of excuses. When we are with our friends and we talk about violence and stuff that we men do generally that are terrible to women, we always find a way to excuse their dying as if it's nothing. And we always seem to find reasons. And for example, I've spoken to a couple of people that I've been engaging with, some of them on Twitter and on social media. And when someone would get killed, when a woman would get killed, they would say, no, there's no man who can just kill a woman in jail. It's probably because she did something. And many of us as men, and I don't know how many men out there, but I'm sure that a majority of men out there tend to find or to seek excuses why their friends or their male friends or us as men do such things to women. And I'm here to say there's absolutely no excuse for that. There's nothing, no insult, no action that a woman can do to warrant a man to take their life. There's absolutely nothing that should do that. So to say that there must be something that a woman did to be killed like that, brutally killed like that, is actually to perpetrate the behavior for men to continue killing. Because if she insults you, if she says something to you, if she cheats on you, then you must cheat on her. But the question is, how many of us as men kill our male friends when they rob us, when they cheat us in business, and when they insult us? We don't. But we find it easy to do that to women. You know,
And it's so funny, talking about cheating. I can tell you from the woman's perspective point of view, all right? When I love, I love. And many women out there can attest to what I'm saying. When I love, I love. I can only cheat because I am not satisfied with certain things. And as your responsibility as a man, making sure that I am happy, and it's also my responsibility to make sure that you are happy. I can only go outside because there's something missing within the relationship. And if there's something missing, women are always the people trying to reach out and talk about things. And I'm so saddened because this makes me angry. The fact that the family went to the police and they said, we can only try and search the person who's missing after 48 hours. The commissioner of the police was interviewed this morning on 702. And he said there's nothing as such. Now, we keep dealing with incompetent police officers. And we cannot only point it at one person who actually said that. We're pointing it out to the minister of the police, to the system that has failed us. Because if they had actually paid attention, probably Tshegofatso would still be alive.
I agree.
She should be. I don't know if you are feeling me as an angry woman right now. But now, taking these things forward, we've been preaching about the gender-based violence. Women are getting killed, and not just getting killed, brutally getting killed, being abused. What are men doing? Practical things, practical systems in place. Where are they? Is there something that you guys are doing, maybe from TOC point of view?
We are currently having talks and discussions amongst men and guys to say, let's come out. When you have issues, anger issues, and anything like that, that you feel when you get to this point, your anger is uncontrollable, whether it's it happens when you are with your friends or when you are with your loved ones. Come out to us, and as men, let's talk about that. Let's talk about those issues, the things that causes your temper to rise quickly and causes you to act violently towards your loved ones, so that when we discuss these things, when we as pastors make a room available, and we always do that, by the way, as pastors, we opening room for people to come to us and talk to us, to vent out to us in secret and in confidence, so that they know that whatever issues they are going through, there is a better way to solve being violent in their own homes. And of course, there are many differences, many different things that cause people to act the way they behave. And we will not judge you. If you come to us and we open a space, and whether in counseling or spiritual counseling, offer advice of ways to vent out or to speak about your problems other than hating the other person. Because believe you me, there are many better ways of solving issues rather than resorting to violence.
Tshegofatso's uncle came out. Actually, he spoke out during the funeral yesterday, and he said, I am a lawyer, and I'm one of the gentlemen or the lawyers who represented Sandile, who killed Karabo Mokoena. And he said, no more. Anyone who comes to me and say I must actually speak for him, I must actually represent him in court as a lawyer, and you are a murderer or you have killed a woman, no more. But should we wait for such things to happen? Because he said, I quote his words, he said, I did not know what Mokwena's family felt until my niece was gone. Should we wait as a nation up until something happens? Should we wait to ask the government, maybe the penalty sentence should be brought back up until 40 women, just like they were killed in America, they were raped in America? Should we wait for 40 women to be killed in one day in South Africa for something to happen?
We should not. In fact, the way we deal with anything that is unjust, and men are talking about unjust systems, and it's unfortunate that most of the time when we men talk about things that are unjust, we only focus on things that affect us as men, and we are willing to fight them, and even strike. When it comes to the Black Lives Matter, for example, we find that people are marching all over the world because they're saying we are tired of being killed as black people. And somebody did mention that it's actually, you would find that black men only find that it's important for them to march because a black brother was killed. But when a black woman, when a black sister is killed, only a few men would march. And you find that only women march against this thing. So I'm saying we shouldn't wait for that. In as much as we fight other injustices, as soon as we hear someone is being abused, before they're even killed, we must stand up and speak to whoever is causing these things or is doing these things, whether it's our brother, is our friend, is our colleague, whoever it is. We must talk to them and call them out and instruct, and teach them or speak to them on how to deal with these things instead of waiting until they are killed. It's quite unfortunate that most of us will wait until someone is killed in our own homes, until a sister, a daughter, a mother is killed in our own homes before we can stand. It's quite unfortunate, but we don't have to wait until that happens.
In your last words, Papa, what are your words of comfort to the whole entire family? Right now, the family is grieving, and I think the whole entire South Africa, we are all grieving. We are all mourning Tshegofatso Pule's life. I mean, she was only 28, and she was 8 months pregnant when we hear from the news. That child, possibly, maybe, I don't know. That was maybe our next president. But then, his or her life, that little baby, was taken too soon. Even Tshegofatso, at the age of 28, maybe she was going to be something in life, something for her family. We don't know. But her life, unfortunately, was taken too soon. What would you like to say to their family?
I'm quite speechless. When I heard the story and when I followed it up, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what I would say. In fact, I to some extent, I felt relief that I was not the pastor to preach at that funeral, because I simply just have no words to say to comfort the family. The thing is, there is nothing that we can say or I can say today as a man against violence that women haven't said before. In fact, they have not just said it to men out there or to the society out there. Last year or the year before, I think it was last year, women had a summit where they were talking about gender-based violence, and femicide, and they said what their demands for them to feel safe in South Africa. They said those things not only to men and people, they said them straight to the president's face to face, demanding what's needed for them to be free. But up to today, many women are still being killed, and it's quite unfortunate that you will find that people who are doing these things, they spend quite a few years in jail, and after that they are free. It's quite unfortunate. And I would like to say, or at least this is what I can say, that our God sees. In the book of Exodus, he says to the people of Israel, I have heard your cries and I've come down. There is a point where God himself will come down. Somehow he will make a way, and he will let all the women know that he has seen and he has heard their cries. And God one day shall vindicate, and he shall protect, and he shall stop this violence that is happening against his children, so that families will know that he is their God, so that women will know that he is their God too.
Thank you for talking to us. I'm so very emotional right now. And I still say it again. Men, the ball is in your court. The ball is in your court. We don't have the strong muscles that you have. We don't have maybe the kind of wisdom that God has given to men. But all we know is that we've got the love, we've got the heart. And the ball is in your court once again. We leave you in God's hands. And I say, even the government, we leave you in God's hands as well. If it is up to you not to take an action, believe you me, God will take that action. Right now, I'm just going to join the family.
You have to interview him. Shame the man. Shame on you, man. Shame on you, man.
Did he brief you that you must come on camera? Yeah, please get to the top. Represent us.
Okay, sir.
Yes, represent us and give it.
No, it's really not nice. My mask. One of us has to put on it. I was getting like, this is very. Okay. Even here, I'm confident. Are you rolling? Mr. Tim, are we good with the sound? Are we good with the sound? All right, good.
The man as well.
Wait.
Yeah, that's what he had said. That's why I just wanted to question.
Beautiful Africans, I have yet another man next. Beautiful Africans, I have yet another man standing next to me. His name is Brian, and he wants to talk to me as well. Brian, I think you've seen me talking to a gentleman who is also a pastor, and I am so very grateful that at this point in time we need as much support as we can. The family needs as much support as they can have, from us as Africans, from both men and women. And you are here as a man. And at this time, I feel like I can just grab every man and I don't know, strangle their necks. But I know at the same time that not all men are the same. Are you different?
I would love to believe I'm different in, in comparison to that nature. My apologies for taking the mask. I need to send out this message to each and every man that is listening out there, and every woman that is rather listening out there as well. We have rather shamed the nature and the being of simply being man as man. For as a man, his responsibility is rather to protect, to cover, and to shelter the weak and the meek, non more so as women. You know, we are meant to be that sanctuary, that hiding place for them females. But sadly, we've actually gone into a dark time, a dark era, where men have become predators unto the very even prey they're actually supposed to be taken care of. You see, so as much as you are feeling this rage, I feel it even more so. It's being done by my very own gender. You know, it literally it tips me over the edge. I literally lose it. I really feel rage because I cannot really come to terms, Hori. How can a man, literally in his normal senses, slaughter and kill a pregnant woman, for crying out loud? It's already known men, they are strong in strength. Women, they are weaker in that area. And then yet still we pounce on them. Really, I say to all the men, shame unto us. It is not just them that are actually doing the perpetrators of unto these wicked deeds, but it is they are representing the entire manhood. So it is time for change. I call unto all men, I call unto all pastors, I call unto all organizations. Speak to the man, speak to the boy child. Help us raise the boy child that shall become the man who is the ideal man in the order of God.
As a woman, you're talking about protection. What happened to Tshegofatso? As a woman, I don't feel protected anymore. Now, secondly, you speak about men having the muscles, and I think I just mentioned it in the previous, interview, that yes, we don't have those muscles. How do you even expect us to fight against you? And you're talking about, it's time that we teach a boy child. We are sick and tired of the motivational speaking of men. To be honest with you, I'm listening to your beautiful words, but to me, it's just a motivational speaking. I want practicality of, your words. Put them into practice. What are you saying to the government? How can you, as a man standing next to me, to say this is what we now need to start doing practically? Because I don't want motivational speaking anymore. And I'm speaking on behalf of every woman out there. We are tired of the motivational speaking. What can you tell this government? What can you tell the churches? What can you tell the men? That this is what needs to be done now. And it has to be practical. We are tired of motivational speaking. Please get this right. We are tired of the motivational speaking.
I do hear you loud and clear, my sister, and I do share your very same rage. And I say unto my African leaders, for I do not speak only unto the South African government, I speak unto the African continental leaders and governments. May you rise up and institute tough laws, more so concerning women and children violence. May there be stricter judgments concerning that. There shouldn't be no mercy at all. I do understand we make mistakes, but these are not mistakes. This is a sinful deed, unforgivable, intentional. I know I speak against my very own gender. In the south, I'm rebelling against my very own, but the deed and the sin is unspeakable. So it's high time the government institutes tough laws against such violence. And then I speak.
What would you like to say to all Africans out there, obviously in support of the family that we are coming here to support today?
Right, unto all men and the women all over the world. I do believe we are broadcasting globally right now. And I would love to say to everybody, thank you so much. It is only godly for you to be feeling, and for you to be actually holding this memorial service for the family that has actually been bereaved by such a funeral. So thank you and God bless you.
Before I let you go, Brian, there's just one important question that I actually wanted to raise previously. That, you know what, as women, at times we are actually finding ourselves in a situation where I am in a relationship because I'm desperate, and when a man hits me because I don't have someone to support me, I always take it as if I can't go. Because I've got no one to cry on their shoulder and whatsoever. But as a man, do you think when a man starts hitting me, right? Do you think I should stay because you are also human? And if I talk to you, you will stop it right there? Or is this a sign of some sort that the particular man will actually come back and do it again? Because why? For the first time, I have forgiven him.
Right. As much as abuse is concerned, abuse is abuse. There's no excuse unto it. Either it happened once. No, I only hit her once. I'd lost my temper. There's no such a thing. Abuse has always been part of that person. So I say unto my African sisters, girl child, the moment you begin to see, run with your life. Run with your life. I'm not saying this to scare them out of their long-term relationships. No, but this is a sign. These are what I call the early signs of times. They manifest right at the beginning of times, and then we tend to literally ignore them, or hope perhaps it was just a once off. Oh, he asked for forgiveness. Oh, I forgave him. Oh, I love him. Oh, he does this and that for me. But once he does that, it's a sign, and it will never stop.
But what
Mm.
what about my brothers? Our brothers, we must also remember one thing. We all come from different backgrounds. And my brother, maybe the way he was raised as well, psychologically he's been affected because of his background. What do you say to such men as well? Because you might find that I'm in a relationship with such person, and he might hit me and you say I must run. But here I'm leaving a person who's broken. I'm leaving a person who has been having a difficulty in his life because of his background, his upbringing. Because this thing it's in two ways. You know what I mean? I am not speaking for the brothers as such, but I'm just saying this is the reality, because I have brothers as well. I know my brother where he comes from. I know what he's been through. And yet, it's something that as a woman, I actually had to take a step to sit down with him as well. But at
praying
times
that
it
your
becomes so
presence
difficult,
might
get
be
so
here,
difficult.
Lord,
What do you say?
forever, Lord. I'm praying, Lord, for the neighbors and everyone who was touched by this incident, Lord. As you bless others, bless